I wanted to ask, I've been going through like a very, feeling lots of very strong emotions, and finding it
Very what?
finding it very difficult to have a holiday amidst like a bit of mental chaos. And I start, I'm like, am I aware? I get to am I all inclusive? And by then the mind, I've gone off thinking about, thoughts have appeared and my attention has gone straight to thoughts. And when it's like that, it's almost impossible for me to have a holiday, and to know truth, So
How long does a holiday have to last?
yeah, I guess it doesn't have to last any time.
Let's just have a holiday now. Look now. Do you know that you're here now?
Yeah,
Are you consciously aware that you are?
yeah,
I know that I am.
yeah.
That's a holiday. I know that I am is a holiday. And I ask you a couple questions, just looking right now. Look and just tell me an honest answer. Look now. Is there a past?
No,
Good. So you notice I say, is there a past? Not was there a past or is there some thoughts of a past? I say, is there a past? Look now. And you just gave the right answer. No. Right?
yeah,
Is that true?
that's true.
What about, is there a future? Look now. Is there a future?
There's no future.
Okay. Is there a story of Sean? All of the events of Sean's, so-called Sean's life, where are they? Do they exist?
No, they don't exist.
They don't exist, right? But do you exist?
Yeah,
You do. You can't deny you exist. Some stupid philosophers deny they exist, but look, of course I exist. I am, right? But do you exist as all of those stories, or do you just exist as
I just exist.
exactly? So who are you then? Are you Sean or are you nothing?
I'm nothing.
That's a holiday, baby. A holiday is about knowing something. It's about knowing who you are. Now you know. Now you know.
Mm,
Do you know? Is there a past?
no,
Okay. If I ask you tomorrow, is it going to change?
no, it's not going to change.
No. Are the stories of Sean true, or are they just a myth? By true, I mean, do they exist?
No,
No. Does Sean's future fears and desires, do they exist?
no.
Okay, I lost you. Move to a different screen. Oh, there you are. Okay, so Sean's future fears, hopes, and desires, do they exist? Look now. Is it true or isn't it?
It's true.
Is it going to change? Are you going to forget?
Yeah, I'm going to forget.
Okay, so then for 1 second, in the middle of all your stupid mind chaos, look and see that it's still true.
Mm, yeah,
That's called a holiday.
yeah.
A holiday isn't holding awareness. A holiday is knowing who you are. That's what a holiday is.
Mm,
There's no past, there's no future, there's no Sean. What Sean? As you sit here, even this body is not the same. It's changing constantly. There isn't even a body in truth. It's an amorphous blob of ephemeral change. That's all it is. So who is Sean?
doesn't exist.
That's correct. Sean is a concept put onto nothing. Like the images on a movie screen are nothing. There's no guy on a movie screen. There's no fire in a building on a movie screen. There's only the appearance. So the idea that there's a Sean is only an appearance, it's not truth.
I just ignore all that stuff, that everything that comes up. You just
Yes, yes. If you want to be free, do you see what freedom is? No past, no future, no Sean, here and now, nothing. Sounds pretty free to me. Do you want to be free? Then yes, ignore. Don't say that to most spiritual people, because they're going to tell me all kinds of stuff about shadows, and and I'm a heretic for saying ignore. Ignore. How dare you ignore? Well, if you want to be free, then yes, ignore.
sometimes there's a desperate. I'm just going to say it. Sometimes there's a desperate need for relief, and all those old ways of going into the body and stuff. So they're what I used to do for so long, and they seem to help. So sometimes sometimes there's that desperation. It's like, oh, I'll just go back into the body and try and release this emotion. It's a habit from my conditioning from spiritual practice. And it comes back when when there's a desperation.
I completely understand and I respect that totally, of course. But of course, that's a band-aid, right?
Yeah.
That's a quick and temporary fix.
Yeah.
So what I say is, what we just did now together, which you recognize, is called jnana. It's called recognition of truth, of who you are. It's the beginning. What it takes now is complete bhakti, devotion to truth. So you can do those techniques and things to relieve discomfort. Of course, we all want to feel good, so it's natural. But it's a temporary fix that will never lead to freedom ultimately. Or you can recognize freedom and be a staunch devotee of truth and freedom. And then, and I don't like to use time, but I have to say, it's because it's not trivial. If you continue to be devoted to truth, everything's going to change. You'll no longer need those techniques.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. I'm not saying it's going to happen today or tomorrow. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you have to live freedom, and you will see more and more as you live freedom that all of that shit gets resolved by itself. And people that I work with tell me this all the time. I always say the way to be free is to be free, and then is not to get in there and resolve things, but it's to continue to recognize freedom, and then things resolve on their own.
Mm.
So you see, so recognize freedom that you just did very clearly. It's as simple as you just saw, Sean. It's that simple. It's that simple. If you read another book that says it's more complicated, I'm sorry, it's a lie. There's no past, there's no future, there's no Sean, there's nothing. What can be more simple than that? You need another fucking book for that? So just be that. That's it. Just keep being that. Be devoted to that. Be devoted to who you are. Stop being devoted to who you aren't, which is Sean. Stop being devoted to Sean's past and Sean's future. That's what we're mostly devoted to, We're all great devotees of ego, of the myth, of the fantasy, of the illusion. We're great devotees. We believe in it firmly. Now I say be devoted to truth. And then if you do that, you can't lose. Not possible. It's that simple. It's not trivial. One has to be devoted. You have to be devoted to truth. It's not trivial. It's the great matter. It is the great matter. It's freedom. But it is very simple. The way of freedom is to be free.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Sean. I see you recognize what I'm saying. It's great. Excellent. Thank you. I'm glad you asked.